Welcome to SaharaTV. My name is Fatima Sesay. Right now, we're being joined by Nasser Ayoub, a Lebanese-born philanthropist and human rights campaigner raised in Sierra Leone. He will be talking to us about the Sierra Leonean independence, having celebrated its 54th independence, April 27th. Please welcome Mr. Ayoub. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
Okay, so please, how was the independence celebrated in Sierra Leone?
Well, you could say basically this was the most proudest independence celebration Sierra Leone has ever, recorded in its history. And the reason being is, because of the Ebola outbreak and because of the state of public health emergency, which prohibits gatherings. So, we were actually, you could say, in a state of lockdown, and there was no celebration at all. Everybody stayed indoors, and I have never witnessed something like this ever from the time, of my born in Sierra Leone.
Wow. So I also understand, well, you're an artist first and foremost, but you also do, community service.
Yes.
Yeah, and you were very involved in the Ebola campaign and eradicating it. So please tell me, what have you done so far?
Well, first of all, I was very active. As an artist, you have a responsibility to actually bring out your voice. At times, you use your voice to, to let people dance and, have joy in it. But during the Ebola outbreak, most of the Sierra Leonean artists came together, and we were part of a big social mobilization, you could say, in raising awareness and speaking about Ebola, because as an artist, we have a huge fan base, all over the country. And basically, Sierra Leoneans would actually listen to what we have to tell them. And that was one. The other stuff was, singing about Ebola. If somebody is listening to me right now, you could say, how can you sing about Ebola? Well, you can sing for the survivors of Ebola, for instance. You can actually sing and let the people know that, there will be better days tomorrow after Ebola. So these were some of the few things. And not to mention, we were also active in doing PSAs for the CDC all over, the radio stations. We actually went to the provinces, and we were there, personally, to actually tell the locals, because Sierra Leone is a very, a big country in the sense that it's huge. Freetown is densely populated, yes, but when you go to the provinces, they don't actually get, live radio. You can hardly get it, and there is no TV. So we had to go there personally and let them know that this was very, very serious. And this is why I think it took a little bit of time, because we were involved at a later stage. And this is why I think, the Ebola cases were very, very much, as you could say, active during the first 6 months in Sierra Leone.
Wow, amazing. So how do you think the government can include disempowered segments of society into, the Ebola movement or better in the country?
Fine. Well, at the first stage, I don't think the government was really interested in, bringing the communities and the elders and people like us in this fight. It took them a while to really understand that, you cannot bring, let's say, somebody from the U.S. all the way to, let's say, a province in Sierra Leone, which is, for example, Kono, and try to explain to the Kono people, say, Ebola is this and Ebola is that, Ebola. They wouldn't actually listen, and they wouldn't, take it as serious as it was or as it is. So, unfortunately, the last few months was when we all came together and we were actively, going around. And to fight Ebola, you need the people on the ground from the same communities, the elders, the locals, even the doctors. For instance, if you have an Ebola outbreak, let's say, in an X town, you need the doctors that actually live in that X town to actually know what's going on, so that they can actually speak the same language to the locals,
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so having said that, independence celebration is a time for a nation to reflect.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So can you tell our
Exactly.
viewers about Sierra Leone's accomplishment or things that, the media have overlooked?
Well, we haven't been there. We haven't done anything that we can boast of. We still, there is lack of water, there is lack of electricity, there is a lack of, basic necessities that, every country should have, and, a year ago, I think the roads have been, constructed well enough, but we still have a very long way to go in terms of, boasting of a country that is rich in minerals, with diamond, gold, bauxite, iron, fish, agriculture, you just name it. So we're still lacking, and I don't know why, but we have a very long way to go. That's how I see it for now.
Wow, and I also know that you've had a struggle with citizenship. You were born in Lebanon, exactly, and
No, sorry, I was born in Sierra Leone.
You were born in Sierra Leone, but you lived in Lebanon.
I lived in Sierra Leone.
You live in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
So please tell me and the viewers about your struggle with citizenship and why,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, after a few years, becoming an adult, you start to actually get more interested in the country where you were raised and born and stuff. So I was going through the citizenship law, and there is a very racist clause that says, in order for you to be a citizen of Sierra Leone, you have to be of Negro African descent, which basically means you have to be black.
Wow.
So I was like, yes. So I was like, I was born in Sierra Leone, and I was raised, and I've done, so much for Sierra Leone. But at the end of the day, I am stateless because I'm not black. So it means I'm not a citizen of Sierra Leone. This was when, I raised the issue and the topic, and this clause has been, in the citizenship law for, you could say, 40 years now, or ever since, Sierra Leone gained independence. So this fight, I started this fight by myself, and it really pains me, to actually, being born in Sierra Leone, but, being stateless at the same time. And for instance, somebody can come from, let's say, any neighboring country, stay in Sierra Leone for a few years, speak the language, and then, have a fake birth certificate and can actually be a citizen just because it's black.
Wow.
So this is where, yes. And, I've been very active in this, and hopefully, fingers crossed, since now there is the Constitutional Review Committee that is actually going through the whole process of the Constitution, I just hope that, this clause can be amended and, be deleted in this, Constitution.
Okay, so briefly, as we wrap up, please tell our viewers any message that you may have for not only people back at home, but also out here in the diaspora, and what's next for you as a philanthropist and artist.
Nice one. For, basically for every Sierra Leonean that is actually listening to me, we need you guys to come to Sierra Leone. We need, your expertise. We need your I didn't run away. So basically, Sierra Leone needs you guys. We need professionals like you. And it's a country where you can actually make money. So if you are listening to me and you think, you know what, I'm really working so hard, let's say in the U.S. or whatever, but still I can't see future or I can't save money, come and invest in your country, that your country needs you. And I think this is my message to every Sierra Leonean listening to me right now.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Anytime. Thank you.
Okay, viewers, that was Mr. Nasser Ayoub, who just gave us an insight on the independence of Sierra Leone and the state of the nation. Stay tuned.